YouTube channel. I remain your favorite girl, Chef Ochi. Today on my channel, we're not going to be cooking. I'm going to be sharing some useful kitchen hacks, or should we call them some kitchen tips that would help to make your work in the kitchen easier, faster, less stressful, what have you. But some helpful hacks. I will be doing this probably once every month. I'll be doing this once every month, or maybe once every other month. I don't know, as the case may be. So the very first hack I'm going to be sharing with you today is how to cut onion without crying. When we're trying to cut onion, one slice onion or cut onion, it makes us cry. You have tears flooding your eyes. There are 3 ways to go about it. The first one is to freeze the onion, put it in the freezer for between 15 to 30 minutes before you use it. When you bring it out and then you start cutting, you definitely don't have tears in your eyes. Now make sure you only freeze it when you are just about to use it. If you freeze it and then you bring it out and you're not ready to use it in another 3 hours thereabouts, you have a soggy bulb of onion. Another way is to throw a gum, chewing gum, throw a gum in your mouth. Throw a gum in your mouth and chew while you're slicing. I bet you will not cry while slicing. Another way to do this is also to leave your onion in water. Leave your onion in a bowl of water for like 15 to 20 minutes before you start slicing, and if you do that, you're not going to have tears in your eyes while slicing. Helpful tip number 2 is peeling ginger. A very fast and easy way to peel ginger is to use a spoon. Use a metal spoon. If you use a metal spoon to peel ginger, it's very fast and it also reduces wastage. It helps to reduce the amount of ginger that we waste when you're using a knife. That's helpful tip number 2. Speed up to helpful tip number 3. Helpful tip number 3 is about cooking jollof rice. If you want to have this nice jollof rice that all the grains are not sticking together, you don't have all the grains all mashed up together and sticking together, what you have to do is, once you have made your stew and all whatnot and everything, and you have your rice in the pot, reduce the flame to the lowest or to the medium heat. Don't put it on high heat. Reduce it to almost lowest. If you have your gas burners that has numbers, with 1 being the highest, I don't know which numbers is actually the highest again. If 1 is the highest, reduce your heat to number 4, and then cover the pot with a foil. Cover the pot with aluminium foil, and then cover the rice with aluminium foil before putting the lid over it, and then allow the rice to steam gently. Your rice comes out very yummy. That's helpful tip number 3. Helpful tip number 4 is about eggs. You might have heard this before, you might not. Okay, let me just throw it in. Now, to check the freshness of your egg, to know if your egg is still fresh or if it has gone stale, get a cup of water or a long bowl of water, and then drop your egg in it before you use it. If the egg sinks to the bottom, it is still fresh. If it floats, it is stale and you should discard it. Now, we're going to helpful tip number 5. Helpful tip number 5. Now, when you're making any kind of stir fry, or when you need to saute your onions, that's the first thing we do when we're making stir fry. If you're sauteing your onions and it's beginning to go brown too quickly, the color is beginning to change, all you need to do is to get 1 or 2 ice cubes, toss it in the pan. What this ice cube does is, as it melts, the onion will regain its color, and then the water will quickly evaporate. And you will say, water into the pan of onion. No, the water will evaporate very quickly, and then that ice would help to cool the pan down and also bring your onion back to life. Now, I'll leave this extra tip before I run. Now, if you have your bottles of red wines, your bottles of white wines, you have guests over, or you're just drinking your wine alone, and then you have some wine left in the bottle, and you cannot finish it up, and you don't want it to go to waste. What do? Make wine cubes of them. What's wine cube? Get your ice cube tray, the same ice cube tray you used to make ice cubes for water. Pour these wines in the ice cube tray and allow them to freeze. Just leave them in your freezer and let them freeze. Whenever you want to make a marinade, you want to marinate beef, you want to marinate chicken, or even fish. For that, you use white wine. For beef, you use red wine. You can just sip and throw them in. Or you're making some cocktails, those wine cubes will come in very handy. Thank you for being with us today. Remember, if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. And thank you so much to those who have subscribed and who keep following my channel. Until next time, I remain your favorite girl, Chef Ochi.